Hey guys, welcome to day 10 of Veganuary. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to order vegan at a non-vegan restaurant. Before I get started, I did want to say whoa, this week has been crazy for me. It's just been like a roller coaster of a week. So for any of you out there who are really having a crazy week, I have so much love and compassion for you, and I'm just sending you so much extra love and support as you're breathing through whatever you are going through. I don't know if it's I looked up the moon to see if there was something about the moon or what's going on, but yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. It feels like my dad's sort of going through a lot this week, and so I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. So hopefully this video will help me. I know being on YouTube always helps me, and I love sharing with you guys. So anyway, just wanted to say that, but now I'm gonna dive right into it. So I do feel like one of the really important things when it comes to stepping up into your veganism, and whether it's for ethical or health reasons or whatever, it's kind of owning your power and being solid in your choices and prioritizing the new choices that you may be making. So I know oftentimes when it comes to, for example, going to a restaurant, it may feel like you're inconveniencing someone, or you're burdening someone, or you're a nuisance, or you're annoying them, or whatever. And I really feel like it's an important mindset shift to be made, which is just kind of understanding that your values or your priorities are important. And so it is something just getting over your fears of whatever that may be, and just owning your choices and who you are. And so yeah, I do feel ordering at a vegan restaurant, ordering vegan at a non-vegan restaurant is there's a lot more than just kind of the words and the asking and the real world logical rational part of the situation. I think there's also a really big mindset shift, and that's a really big piece of the puzzle. So I did want to be sure to mention that. So what I do, first of all, I never assume that people know what vegan means, unless there is specifically the word vegan on the menu or the restaurant is vegan friendly in some way. I really don't assume, and no matter what city, even if it's a city that you may think is very vegan friendly, for LA, for example, it's not always the case. And just the employees may not be educated on this particular topic. I cannot tell you how many places I've been where I brought up the word vegan, asked something about do they have vegan options, and they would say we have gluten-free options, and it's okay, that's not the same thing. That's very, very different. So yeah, it's your job, it's your responsibility to sort of educate them, and not in a way that you make them feel stupid or dumb, but just where you're just clarifying what it means or what it is. And so for me, what I will often say is something so I'm looking for something that is vegan, so basically doesn't have eggs, dairy, or meat, right? And so I will just clarify what it means, and it's I'm just checking my bases, So first, what I will do, I usually know what the restaurant is that I'm going to, if I'm going with family or friends or something. It's not a last minute decision usually, there's a plan. And so even if I have just a minute before I go to the restaurant, I will call in advance to see, I will say I'm a vegan, or this has been when I was specifically vegan and not raw vegan, but I would say I'm vegan, and I'm just wondering if you would have any vegan options. And that just kind of opens up the conversation. Do they know what veganism is? They might ask questions, but it's I am very clear, and they also may ask me, like I will look at the menu ahead of time, because they may ask me like, well, is there something on the menu that you would want us to make vegan, you know? And so I do my research, and I feel like that's really important. Like you can just Google things online, like vegan options at blank restaurant, you can call the place, and like look at the menu and have an idea of like what you would want to order. And so definitely like making sure you cover your bases ahead of time is going to be like your best option. And then if you don't have that option and you just kind of like end up at a non-vegan restaurant at the last minute, which I totally understand may happen, then it's just like being prepared that they may not be able to make something vegan, being prepared to like eat something that may not be like my preference, being prepared in a way that maybe I'll eat something ahead of time and maybe just get like a drink or, you know, like a salad that's not going to be very many calories, it's not going to fill me up, but at least I can sit and enjoy the company of the people that I'm with. So I feel like it's really about like understanding and having compassion for like the restaurant and the other people and like the situation that you're in and like the people that you're with, to really like understand that not everyone is going to cater to your needs, and like your needs aren't really like more important than like their needs in a lot of ways, you know? Like all needs and values are important, but like in certain situations, like certain peoples may win out over others. And so like being prepared in every single way, being prepared for people to say no, and being prepared like eating ahead of time, being prepared to sit there and not eat anything at all, you know? So there's a lot of different ways that people go about it, but what I like to do is really like look at the menu and have an idea of like what I think could be made vegan. Like what is the closest thing? Are there certain things that I think they could easily leave the cheese off? Are there certain things that they could just eliminate the meat? So it may be like maybe not like a whole, like I wouldn't expect them to make like a whole elaborate meal for me, right? But it's like having some idea of like which dishes, or even just like looking at the ingredients, like do I feel like maybe they could like put a couple of those things together and just like put that on a plate for me, you know? So having some idea of like what I would even want, like what do I want to eat, what do I want to order, and what do I feel like they could easily do. Like I want to make it as easy for them as possible, and I want to be able to like inform them too, like, oh, maybe you could do this without this, and they're usually very happy to do that. There's also places that are very vegan friendly, and if you ask, they actually have a vegan menu. This is really common, for example, at Disney World. Like any place, I believe, like from my experience, any place like on any of the Disney properties, they have like an allergy menu, like an allergen or allergy free or something like that menu. And so on that menu, they'll have things like vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and they'll just sort of have that all on one single menu. So it is like really important to like make those mindset shifts to get also really like over a lot of fears, because I do feel like there are fears about like inconveniencing people, about like a lot of stuff. I understand. So getting over your fears, stepping up, asking for what you want, being clear on what you want, being prepared for the worst, being prepared for people to say no, being prepared for people to not understand, and having compassion for other people and where they're at. So yeah, this is not as simple as just like asking for people to do things without dairy, eggs, and meat, you know, or like fish sauce. And that's something that you want to be aware of when it comes to Asian restaurants, is that a lot of things are made with fish sauce. So you definitely want to be really clear, be really, really, really specific. Like, I do not want to order anything that would have any dairy, eggs, seafood, meat. Like, you can list it all. And for me, I've often said, I'm allergic. Like, it's just easier that way. Or I'll say I'm on a special diet, you know, just to really like make sure it does not end up on my plate. Like, it is like a very serious thing for me. So please do not put it on my plate. And if you have any hesitations, like, you do not have to eat the food, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be rude about it, but if something is presented to you and you are a little bit concerned that maybe it does have a non-vegan ingredient, and maybe you ask and maybe they're like not clear or something, like, you don't have to eat it, you know? So just be really clear on what you want. Some people would like be okay, they'll just kind of like suck it up and they'll just eat it, and like that's their choice and that's totally fine. And there's definitely been times where I've done that and I'm like, I don't know if this is vegan, you know, but I've just like done it, and that was like what I chose in that moment. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I know it's like probably a little bit different than you thought it was gonna be. So anyway, I hope you found it helpful. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot of self-care this weekend. And I will see you in the next video. Love you guys, see you soon. Bye.